Hey guys, this is a different sort of video. It's not really a Jinx Vision or a furry editorial or a comment video. It's just kind of a random thought, you know, because I have a lot of and it's interesting to talk about them sometimes. So here we go. There's no character I've seen in literature or fiction or mythology or movies that has had anywhere near as much vitriolic, vile hatred as this guy. Jar Jar Binks from episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, I know probably a lot of you are gagging and screaming obscenities at your computer right now, but let me explain. You see, the thing is, I don't just tolerate Jar Jar Binks, I don't just like him, I love him. Not in a, not that way, but I like this guy, I really, really do. I relate to Jar Jar Binks, I empathize with him because I am very Jar Jar-esque in my movements and how I walk and talk and kind of the sense of humor and that sort of general awkwardness and kind of scatterbrained whatnot. So I can relate to Jar Jar on a deeply personal, emotional kind of level. When I see people hating on Jar Jar online, it almost feels like they're saying that these qualities that he represents are bad, and therefore I have these qualities, I am bad. So I feel personally offended in a way, almost. It relates to the whole wider phenomenon of the Lucas bashing. It's like, here's the guy who created all this wonderful stuff, and you're sitting there griping, complaining about this one thing that he's done wrong, this supposed sin or whatever. So-called fans of Star Wars, like the people versus George Lucas, where these people are insane, but that's a different topic. So not only do I relate with Jar Jar on a kind of emotional level, see, he's near my heart, symbolic, but just the fact that I like him as a character. I think he's funny, and that brings me to the question, what's so wrong with comic relief? What's bad about having a character that is there to tell jokes or do physical comedy or is there to appeal to kids? Because let's face it, Jar Jar Binks, along with the Ewoks and some other things in Star Wars, it's meant to appeal to kids. And really, what's so wrong with that? And think about it like this. Without Jar Jar in episode 1, that movie would be very dry, because there's not a lot of levity in it otherwise. There's not a lot of funny moments other than, C-3PO being naked. And again, what's so wrong with comic relief? There's plenty of movies that are like dark movies like Aliens, but still they have comic relief in them, like in the form of characters like Hudson, the Game Over Man guy. A couple of years ago on the internet, there was this whole Darth Jar Jar theory that was floating around. It's like, oh, he's going to reappear in episode 7 and be revealed as the ultimate Sith Lord who was in charge of everything. So that's kind of odd, I think, that people are trying to justify his existence by saying, oh, he was evil the whole time, and it's just whatever. I mean, there's plenty of characters in movies that people find irritating or annoying. I mean, just go down the list, do a Google search. There's tons and tons and tons of characters. Some characters I find annoying, but I just don't have that vitriolic hatred that people have towards Jar Jar. So I guess that's it. I just don't get the sheer amount of vitriolic hatred. Like, oh, Jar Jar Binks has ruined Star Wars and I mean, me personally, I've had more of a problem with the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi being unrealistic and cutesy and meant for kids, and having, the stuffed sort of teddy bears and whatnot, and finding it rather unbelievable that they helped defeat the Empire, even though Palpatine said it's a legion of his best stormtroopers. Well, you know what I mean. I have more problem with that than I do with this guy. Because this guy, he's meant to be comic relief in a movie that's otherwise rather dry and doesn't have a lot of humorous moments. So, in closing, I don't just like Jar Jar Binks, I love him. I love the guy. I think he's just a really fun character because I relate to him emotionally and personally. And when I see people hating on Jar Jar Binks, it almost feels like they're hating on me, you know what I mean? Because I have similar qualities to Jar Jar, but that's just me, just a random thought.